I bet y'all thought we were finished. We're back. It's only been 2 months. But welcome back to season 2 of Talk Blurted to Me, the Halloween edition. Yeah, it's me and Lana. We're still here. And I have been fully embracing Halloween. I feel like I'm a basic girl with Halloween where I'm like, oh my God, it's one of my favorite holidays. We're going to get dressed up and go to parties. So I've been doing lots of things for Halloween.
I have not been doing anything for Halloween. I've been not doing anything. I've been busy doing other stuff, but I haven't been getting dressed up, and I haven't been being a cool Halloween person. I feel like I'm gonna get haunted by some like Halloween ghost that's like, you have to enjoy the Halloween season or I'll come kill you.
Well, that would be unfortunate because I do need you for the rest of these episodes. So if like a Michael Myers or something comes after you,
Yeah,
just try to get away. That's all.
just for the episodes, but after
Yeah.
that he can kill me.
Yeah,
It's
after
cool.
we're done, like when we make it to being like billionaires and he comes after you, I'm like, well, Lana, I don't know what to tell you.
This podcast is over.
All right.
It's used its purpose now.
All right. And
You're no
so
longer
have
useful
you.
to me.
Right.
That's why Mari's an evil villain.
Well, hey. We established that last season, okay? But I know you watched Squid Game recently, and I have not. And I am I'm one of those problematic people. I realize this about myself. I need to get better. But I'm one of those people where when everyone is super into something, I'm like, I'm gonna hold up on watching it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Same. Quite honestly, I'm exactly the same way when it comes to things like that. But with Squid Games, the reason I watched it is because it wasn't just like the internet was telling me to watch it. I was on YouTube. I kept seeing all these videos, but people like I wouldn't talk to, like I hadn't talked to in a long time, they would like hit me up and be like, "Hey, how are you? How are things?" And they were like, "Yeah, that's cool. So have you seen Squid Games?" And it was like almost like a cult to the point where I was like, "Okay, I have to watch Squid Games because," and I finally figured out like, oh, they're not asking me because it is a cult, but also because of Talk Blurty to me, and they know that I watch a lot of international content.
Mhm.
And so, and just like you, we're not new to the genre of Squid Games. Like we've seen
Yeah.
other shows like that. So I think
Right.
they really honestly wanted my opinion on it. So I ended up watching it so I could share my opinion of what I thought of Squid Games. But now I'm actually quite scared after hearing about what LeBron James said and how the creator was upset with him. So
Wait, I missed that. Hold on. Let's roll back before we break the Squid Game. What
what
happened?
happened?
Yeah.
So if you don't know, there's a whole beef with LeBron James and the creator of Squid Games.
That's insane to
LeBron
me. But okay.
James said some very good things about Squid Games. He did. But then I don't want to spoil it, but he ended up talking about the ending and saying he didn't like the ending. And he was like, the ending, it was terrible. And he said some stuff about it without spoiling it. He spoiled it, but I'm going to say some stuff about it without spoiling it. And
Yeah.
the guy who created it threw some shade back. He was in an interview and they're like, yeah, so
He was like, I
LeBron
don't like his jump
James.
shot, so
No, he said, well, if LeBron James doesn't like it, he should make his own sequel. And he was like, have you seen Space Jam 2?
Oh
And
snap.
he was like, basically, he said he can write his own sequel to Squid Games. And when he has his ending, I'll say, I love all of this sequel except for the ending. And I was like, oh, okay, shots fired.
Oh yeah,
So
he came with the shade.
now I'm scared to say something because now I feel like he's going to pop out and be like, oh, you said something? Well, guess
Right.
what? I hate your podcast.
Yeah,
The
I listened
last
to one
episode.
episode and I turned it off. Yeah.
Your
uh,
ending sucks.
I feel like so many people have said, like, I mean, I pretty much spoiled it for myself at this point anyway. Like, I've read so many synopses and think
Hmm.
pieces and everything. I'm going to probably eventually watch it anyway because I'm
Yeah.
just into that kind of stuff. But I definitely have spoiled it for myself. But like, so many people have kind of said the same thing that, like, either they didn't
Hmm.
like the ending or they feel like the ending was like a clear, there's going to be a season 2 for more kind of situation. So,
Hmm.
like, I feel like that wasn't something to get all hurt up about.
Yeah, I feel like if you want my hot take on,
Hmm.
on Squid Games, I'll give it to you right now. Lana's
Yes.
hot take, like I'm gonna play cue the like little elevator music where it's like doop doop
Yes.
doop doop. Okay, so Lana's hot take on Squid Games is basically this. I thought um it was good, and I'm really glad that people are watching international content.
Hmm.
But one, if you watched it dubbed, how
Okay,
could you?
first of all, shame on you. Yes, sorry. As
How
someone
could you
who,
do that?
yeah, how could you? Like, I watch dubbed anime. I normally have nothing like
Yes.
choose your poison, but do
Hmm.
not watch real life stuff dubbed.
No.
Like, don't do it.
Mm-mm. Don't watch dubbed people. That's weird.
It's just so
It looks
weird.
so bad and so terrible. But I understand there's a language barrier. But just read, people. Read
Right.
the subtitles.
Yes, I'm
Uh
assuming if you could pay for Netflix, you also know how to read, and I would encourage you to do that.
yeah. Well, if you don't know how to read, then we're sorry we offended you. Um learn Korean at that point. No, I'm just-
Right. But also, how
uh
did you navigate? Well, I guess there's pictures on Netflix. Never mind. I was like, how did you
yeah.
know you were watching Squid Game if you can't read?
But there's voice to command. Get
Yeah,
to
you're
Squid
right.
Game.
Who needs to read anymore? You're right.
Like Amazon device, play Squid
Play
Games.
Squid
I'm not
Game.
gonna say its name because it'll definitely start doing that right now.
Yeah.
But so my hot take on Squid Games is I'm glad people are watching international content. But I had already seen stuff like Alice in Borderland, and
Hmm.
I actually just recently started watching Sweet Home, but because I read
Hmm.
the webtoon and I tried to watch it at first, but I couldn't for some reason. But my hot take on Squid Games is it was a good show. But it was just okay, good. Like it was as good as any actiony thriller Korean or international show I had seen. That's how I felt. And a lot of people were like, but the plot, the twist, like I feel like because you're so used to seeing that in anime and some of the
Hmm.
content that I wasn't really surprised that I actually figured it out kind of early on, or I had an idea that a twist was coming. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
something's up with this character, something off about him, or something's off about this person, or why is you know noticing like little things. And so it was great to me, but I guess it just wasn't as thrilling as it should have been. Like I thought it was good. It was like a good watch, and I recommend picking it up to like because it definitely is interesting. But I do agree with LeBron. I didn't like the ending. I felt like it could have been better, um, in my personal opinion. And some of it didn't make sense. But yeah, I felt like it could have been better. And
Okay.
I feel like like I said, I'm glad Squid Games is popular. But I mean, I feel like why out of all of them did Squid Games get popular? I'm still very baffled by that, but I think
Yeah.
Netflix is doing something real right. I mean, it's clear they were doing something right before this, but for sure now.
Yeah. Well, I think it had that like good mix of drama, thriller, and more of a philosophical aspect to it. Like, I don't know if you ever watched the movie Parasite, but I felt like
Hmm.
it kind of became popular for a very similar reason, which I liked
Yeah.
Parasite. I thought it was a really great movie, but I think a lot of what grabbed people was like that subtle commentary
Hmm.
on the way people interact and like the psychology of humans. And I think that
Hmm.
really grabbed a lot of people, mixed with like the drama and maybe just like right time, right place a little bit. Because I do kind of wonder the same thing. Because like like you said, we both watch international stuff. We both have watched like a decent amount of K dramas. We watch a decent amount of Japanese dramas, like you said, Alice in Borderland and Sweet Home and like Liar Game and a lot of those that kind of take a
Hmm.
similar kind of mindset of like, what if you're stuck in this game of survival. And I think maybe the difference between this one is just that it was a little bit more like the psychology of how humans will interact when they're faced with like dangers, and you kind of get to see the
Hmm.
how people really are when they're in a place where it's like it's for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you like Squid Game out there, you should definitely pick up some other TV shows like Alice in
Yes.
Borderland and Sweet Home. But if anime, there's like a ton of anime like Darwin's Game, and I think
Hmm.
there's another one someone was like telling me about. I've never actually watched it, but it's like something with the K. Uh,
I know there's
Kaiji.
Darwin's Game. There's the
Um.
one about the people who get like stuck in the social media game.
Mhm.
Um, Danganronpa is pretty much
Mhm.
Squid Game,
Squid
but
Game.
in
Yeah.
video game and anime form. Um, there's so many different types
Yeah.
of anime that click that bucket. I think it's a good. That's my thing. Is like I think it's a good introductory for like
Hmm.
people who think they don't like anime because they think anime is like very similar, has very similar content. Like this is a good like okay, so you like this with humans. How could I like? There's other stuff like this, but just with anime.
Yeah. If you want something, I guess, a little more lighthearted than Squid Games, but also like people in the game having a player, they'll die, but I don't think any of them actually die in the anime. I actually kind of want to read the manga to see if they actually die because I think there's more story to it. But the ones within
Yeah,
is another one
yeah,
kind of like that. And I feel like I'm Standing on a Million Lives is almost like Squid Game, except it's not. But at the same time, it's like a similar concept of like moral, psychological questions, and then people
yeah.
having to play a game. But way less like Squid Games. But I think if you like the idea of someone playing game and death being involved, then pick up a couple of anime.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you're in it for the like extreme depths, there's definitely some of
Mhm.
those too. But if you want something a little bit more lighthearted, that's great. I think you were talking about what is it? Kakeguri, I think is what it's called. It's there's like the crazy girl who basically plays
Oh, you
death
talking about the
games for
gambling?
fun.
No, no,
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about that. I know exactly what that is. No, I wasn't thinking about that. I'm thinking of somebody was talking about it, but it's literally like a kaiji or something. I saw it in the comments somewhere of something I was a part of. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's Kaiji. I was like, why don't I know how to say J?
Kaiji?
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a manga and an anime, and it looks like it's
Oh, this is like an
just like
old
Squid
school
Game.
manga.
Oh, this actually sounds just like Squid Games. It says Ito Kaiji. I'm not good at pronouncing Japanese names, but is a loser and gambler living in poverty. One day he's approached by a loan shark named Endo, who tells Kaiji that he owes 3 million yen, or around, it says, yeah, 3 million yen or 37,000 US dollars for guaranteeing a loan with a former
Oh,
coworker who has
it's a
disappeared.
lot of money.
Endo gives Kaiji the option of trying to earn all the money to repay the debt quickly by participating in an unknown gambling event on a ship called Espor. And Kaiji agrees. And he finds himself with hundreds of people in debt, and there's a restricted rock, paper, scissors game announced that will be played, and all the people on the ship. And so that
So
sounds like
yeah, it turns out Squid Game, somebody
it's a
just
death match.
watched, yeah, someone just watched Kaiji and they were like, or read Kaiji and they were like, what if we made this, but as a drama?
With real people.
But
Um,
okay, yeah,
I
no, I
mean,
mean, I'm
hey,
definitely into it. The
we're
art
gonna
of
have to watch it.
yeah, the art of like Conan always threw me off. But anyway, yeah, I definitely watched that.
So, I mean, I'm gonna have to pick it up. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my hot take on Squid Games is that it was pretty good, but I mean, it just wasn't heaven sent for me like everyone else. I actually
Yeah.
kind of liked Sweet Home better than Squid Games, but
Hmm.
that's just because I think after watching Squid Games, I was a little bit irritated with the ending, and I wanted
Yeah,
to watch something that was just thrilling, and it wasn't gonna have like have somebody having to make some
like some
dumb
statement at the end.
choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I feel too. Like sometimes I do feel like they're and like reading about the ending, like I do feel like there's those moments where it's like, oh, the character made a dumb choice so that we could get to a specific ending. And then like especially when it's a character that's like has consistently made dumb choices and it's like, okay, this character's just stupid. But when it's a character that's like made great choices throughout the series, and not that you can't in real life have made great choices and then just made a stupid mistake, but when like this person's whole thing is kind of like they've made solid choices and then they make a choice that's like it feels like was made poorly for the sake of getting to a specific outcome, that's when it feels kind of like okay.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
that's how I feel. So I give Squid Game 4 out of 5.
Okay, so 4 out of 5 isn't bad. Okay.
4 to 5. 4 out of
Four out of
5.
five was it crying anime girls, laughing anime girls? What were they doing?
Now I think if I was being honest, I probably would give it a 5 out of 10. So I'd
Okay.
give it a half and half. 5 out of 10. I was gonna say those cookies they were using in Squid Games. I can't even think of the name of
Oh
them.
yeah, the like
But
cookies that you
yeah,
break apart. Yeah.
five out of 10 umbrellas.
Okay,
If you know,
5
you
out of
know.
10 umbrellas. I'll allow it.
If you know, you know.
Would you put it under Alice in Borderland?
Well, that's a little biased because I love Kento Yamazaki. So yes, I would.
Okay, yes. If Yamazaki was not in Alice in Borderland, would you
He's an
still?
amazing actor.
He
He's
is.
played
He
one of
is.
my favorite anime characters in real life, Psyche.
I feel like every time I'm like, what has Kento Yamazaki been doing? It's like, oh, playing another great anime character. Got it.
Love Kento Yamazaki. Um, I think I guess yeah, because I'm biased, I would put it underneath that. And if Kento Yamazaki wasn't in it, I kind of like the pacing with Alice in Borderland a little bit better as opposed to Squid Games. Like Squid Games just seem very like wow, shock factor. And I
Yeah.
like the story much more in Alice in Borderland. So
Okay,
I
that's
guess
fair.
that's the difference.
Yeah.
But I think they're both good. But yeah, I
Hmm.
love Kento Yamazaki. So and I feel like Kento Yamazaki was not his character was less stupid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. His
sorry.
character was just more like,
Shout out to
yeah.
Arisu.
Yeah. Good old Arisu.
I don't even remember
Yeah.
the main character's name in Squid Games. Now that I think about it. Gosh, that's terrible. I just watched
Mhm.
it and I haven't seen Alice in Border like a whole year.
It's because Arisu is just like I don't know why it's a memorable name, but like I remember Arisu.
Well, yes.
Well,
So, hot take on Squid Games. Disagree, agree, sorry.
yeah. Hey, or don't be sorry. That's the beauty of I like hearing other people's opinions, especially because of course when it came out there was so much hype about it. I was like, okay, I just want someone's like I've seen, which is partially why I want to ask you. I was like, I know you watch a lot of these like death games, the kind of the same as I do. So I was like, I want someone who has watched other things in this genre because of course it got a lot of critical acclaim from people who haven't seen this genre before, which is
Hmm.
great. Like I'm glad it's putting more people into this kind of thing, but I did want to get the
Yeah.
opinion of someone who was like, I know you've watched other things that fall into this
Hmm.
genre. How do you feel about it? Yeah.
I would I would love to see a sketch because a lot of people have been doing Squid Game sketches where they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, if so and so was in it, Nicki Minaj, so and so." I want to see a Squid Game sketch and RDC World One tag the Blurty Girls if you use this idea.
Mhm.
I want to see a Squid Game sketch or anybody if you use this idea and it becomes popular on YouTube at us.
Yes.
Um, but where different anime characters complete in Squid Games. Like I would love to like Anime
I would
House, but
love that,
Squid
but
Games. I'd
Squid
love to
Game
see
edition.
Light Yagami in Squid Games
Oh
and
my
Goku.
god.
Goku would
Goku
definitely
would
die.
die. Yeah, I was like, Goku would have died
If
like
they
in
made him
episode
like
one.
if they made him like actually able to die, like I don't think he would get die from a gunshot. But
Yeah.
if they made him able to die, I think Goku he'd be like, "Let's fight! I'm gonna fight the doll." Like
Right.
I love to see different anime characters in Squid Games without their powers,
Yeah.
like
No, that would be
Saitama.
hilarious. Like, yeah, a Yagami versus a Lelouch from Code Geass, and like, yeah, just like I would love to see all the smart L, like all the smart characters have to go through
You
Squid
gotta
Game and see what happens.
you gotta
And
throw
then
Saitama in there too.
yeah, we'll throw like a
Saitama,
strong
Saitama
Saitama
just
and like
randomly is like he's the main character.
all right.
Poor
He
guy.
turns out he's the main character. Yeah, I'll take like a Saitama and a like Goku and some other people in there too. But
Master Roshi is player one.
oh my god, oh god, not
Naruto's in
Roshi.
it. He's definitely Naruto would definitely be like the if I was to like line these characters up as people from Squid Games, I think Saitama could definitely be the main guy, 456.
Yeah.
Master Roshi could be player one. I mean, simply because he's an older person. But I could see Naruto being the guy who's from India. I can't remember what number he
Oh
was.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I can't remember his name either. He was in another show I just watched recently.
Hmm.
Swap something. Yeah, but anyway, I know what you're talking about.
I could see Naruto being him because he's just way too nice and believable,
Yeah.
believing for the good in people.
And there's no good in people. If there's one thing that Squid Game sets out to teach you is that like I don't know. I feel like every like Korean think piece is secretly just out there to tell us that people are habitually evil. Like if
You
given the
mean
tools, people will betray you.
you mean everything tells us that video
This
games?
is
They're
true.
like the
Video game. Yeah,
humans,
this is not. Yeah,
they
this
have
is
the
true.
bad people.
It turns out the humans were bad the whole time. Video
They were the
games,
monsters.
anime, dramas. just at some point you got to realize if given the tools, people will be terrible, and that's what we all need to accept.
I believe it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I know I fall into that category of if given the tools, I might be terrible. I'm not above saying that.
Why not?
Yeah, hey, why not?
Why
No one
not win
quote
the
me on that.
$45 million?
Yeah, so it was like Mari, $45 million. You never have to worry about anything else in your entire life. Your entire family will be taken care of. Like I might do
Gosh, Mari.
some shisty shit.
I do
That's
not
all.
want to be in Squid Games with you. I wouldn't even compete. I'd be like, Mari's here? I'm going home.
I'm gonna
She's
leave
definitely
now.
gonna find an opportunity to kill me towards I might be the last person she kills, but she's
Well,
not gonna keep me alive.
you gotta keep your friends for the longest. That's how it goes. I'm like, Lana, she's on my side. We might have to get rid of her in the end if we can't work something out. But we got each other for at least the first couple rounds.
I would just quit. I'd be like, I'm done.
I would like to go home. Thank
I'd
you.
like to concede.
Right.
Thanks. Mari,
I,
just give me 10%. I'm quitting.
I'm quit. I'm getting out of here. You gotta at least carry for a little bit and then leave before you have to die and be like, all right, give me
Yeah, I would
10%.
do it the
Bye.
last game when it was
Okay.
just me and
Okay.
you having to compete against each other. I'd be like, I concede.
Just give me some money
But
later.
I think
Okay.
if you concede, I think if I would have, if like one of them would have conceded, neither of them
Hmm.
got money.
Oh,
So one of
was
us
it
would
like a
have to
fight to the
die.
death? Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, Lana. Concede second to last then. Second to last when you concede.
I don't think you can concede, so I just have to die probably. So I would just go
Yeah.
home first game.
Yeah.
But
I guess that's just the best option. Just go home.
yeah, I don't think I would ever end up in a situation like that. But
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
hopefully not. Things have gone terribly awry if either of us end up in a Squid Game situation. Like, I don't know what I did
I
wrong to
mean,
end up here.
well, I thought I was in the Squid Games last week, so technically I was. Game
Yeah.
testing, people's getting eliminated, but I survived.
Yeah. At least you didn't get shot, though. I don't know. We never saw those people again. So who could say?
I didn't. I didn't see the people get removed. I didn't hear no
They
gunshots, but I
just
definitely didn't see the
disappeared.
people get removed, and I didn't see food come into the room either. It just was magically there.
Well, all we
Hey, but
know
I
is we
got paid.
survived. Yeah. I was like, you got
I
paid and you
got paid, and I
survived.
was the first person to finish the game. So I mean,
That still counts for something.
I'm a gamer. I do this.
Yes. This is our whole life. Like, what do you want?
All right.
Well,
Well, that was all Squid Game. So I
yeah.
guess we'll jump into Halloween content. You
Yeah.
can start it off because I feel like
Um
you love Halloween much more than me.
I do enjoy Halloween. I get into like real thriller modes. I'm not a big fan of gore because I hate like senseless blood splat, except for Mortal Kombat. For some reason, I'm fine with Mortal Kombat, but with
That's
most
not
other
real.
things, that is also true. It's not real, but with most other
So
things, I
fake.
don't like gore. It's like over the top fake.
You ever see something that happen to somebody, you better leave, number
Yeah,
one, but
I know.
also be curious.
Like, that guy's spleen just got pulled out. Guess I should go.
All right, I'm off now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head on home. Bye. But yes, if I ever saw someone's spleen, I would leave. I'm fine with Mortal Kombat probably because, like you said, it is insanely fake. But I'm not a big fan of like slashers. Like I watched Halloween Kills, it was fine, but like I'm not a big fan of slashers. Same thing with like Freddy Krueger and any of those that are like just mostly about the murders versus like an actual story. So I'm all about the thriller. So I've been watching a lot of like I rewatched Erased because of course that's like,
Nice.
just the standard thriller. I
Did you
rewatched yeah.
did you watch it live action or animated?
I watched the anime and I do still want
Mhm.
I still haven't seen the live action
Yeah,
and I've heard so
same.
many good things about it though. Like I've heard it's one of the few like live actions that are really good, which I think it's easier to do a live action of a like thriller anime than like Goku or
Dragon Ball
JoJo's
Z.
Bizarre Adventure or something. Yeah.
Oh God, I can't imagine a JoJo being live action. Goodness
They did
gracious,
a live action JoJo and I've heard great things about it, but I will never touch it.
that sounds gross.
But yeah, like I've heard the live action is really good, but I watched the anime, which I watch like once a year anyway. But
Hmm.
it's just I feel like it's a great low key Halloween movie. But along the lines of Squid Game and those kind of like death game anime, I did watch Dead Man Wonderland, which is kind of an older one. And I've seen it before. I saw it like it aired on like Adult Swim forever ago.
Mm.
but I don't think they ever aired the whole season. Like they stopped at some point. So I watched it. It's on Funimation now, so I ended up watching that, and it was really good. But it's another one of those like bloody. You put a bunch of kids in a room and let them fight to the death, and the kids, of course, have this illusion that they're going to get out if they are the like last kids to survive. And then like of course these two kids end up falling in love, and so they don't want to fight each other, and of course you have to fight to the death, and it's a whole thing. But um it's really good if you like some life or death anime.
I,
um but I
I
think
have to
those are
check
my
it
two
out.
like big, yeah, like those are my two like that I got super into anime wise. And then video games, did I play any thriller video games? I don't think I did. I meant to, but I don't think I did.
Mm.
Hmm.
Hmm. I don't play horror games. I watch other people. So I love watching people, like, well, only funny people. Well, yeah. I like watching people play video games. So, as you know, I'm like a big fan of like Corey Kenshin,
Hmm.
Burleezy. So I love watching them play horror games. I watched a lot of games. So I watched Corey Kenshin finally beat Nun Massacre. Um, so I guess I'd recommend Nun. I would actually I wouldn't
Massacring
recommend that game
nuns.
to anybody. No, it's this nun that's like, I don't know if she's possessed, but she's trying to kill you the whole time, and
Okay,
you're in
fun.
there. It's a puppet combo game. Puppet combo. If you haven't heard of them, they're this gaming company that creates like retro horror games. So I watched a lot of people play Nun Massacre, play this other game. I forgot what it was called, but it was about this murderer that was killing like pregnant women, and you're a pregnant woman,
Oh,
and like you
fun.
just found out you're pregnant, and you need to go do laundry
That
because
feels so mundane. Like, oh, I'm just living my life trying to do
yeah, you need to
laundry, and
go,
here's the
and then
murderer.
you keep hearing about these pregnant women being cut open, of course, and then you're on the run, and you start finding people dead, and you trying to run. It's a very, like, these games are also very like, they happen very fast. They're very thrilling.
Yeah.
Like, they're definitely jump scare esque. So I did watch a lot of people. I don't, like I said, I don't play horror games, but I watched a lot of people play. I just saw House of Ashes came out, um, which is from the Until Dawn series of the same people
Hmm.
that created that. So I think me and Mari are gonna play that. I'm a baby, so I think I'm gonna die. All of the characters that I play, because I think you can play multiplayer and you each can choose like three characters. Of course, if it's only two of us, I think a lot of my characters might die because I'm probably gonna fold.
Oh God.
Um, because I'm so scared. And of course, I always watch people play like DBD, Dead by Daylight, um, which I think I enjoy watching people play Dead by Daylight. I don't think I'm gonna play it. I'll probably play it with you one day, but
Hmm.
on our YouTube channel. But nah, like no scary games. I think for anime, I don't watch a lot of scary anime. I've seen Erased. I love it, thrilling, like you said. But there was an anime I saw that looked so scary to me that I will never watch. But
I
I'll
want to know what
recommend
it
it.
is.
It's called Another.
Oh yes.
Um,
Okay. Wait. I've seen another. It is very creepy, but it's so
yeah.
good. It's so good.
So I don't think I'll ever watch it, but another again, like you said, Erased. I'm trying to think of another scary thing. I guess real life live scary things I would recommend um for my black nerds out there and black people. Go see the new Candyman, but watch the old
Yes.
Candyman too.
Mm-hmm.
Cuz I love Candyman. He's like one of the scariest villains when I was growing up because representation matters.
Mm-hmm.
But I think also watching like Blackula, if you look at the origin story of Blackula, it's so good. Even though the movie is so cheesy, it's like black exploitation or like those terrible old school films.
Mm-hmm.
But that Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy, if you want to watch something funny, uh,
That is a good
I
one.
love
Yeah.
Vampire. I love Vampire in Brooklyn. It's not a
Vampire
it's a
is
just
good,
a
and Blackula is like you said, it's a black
yeah.
exploitation, but I feel like the origin story, it's got some good moments.
Yeah, I would love for them to reboot Blackula and like remake it, and make it a little bit more serious, but
Mm-hmm.
good because I think it has potential to be so good. But yeah, those are probably some of my recs.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a horror person, man. I'm not.
You mentioned another, and that reminded me of a Higurashi. When They Cry. I watched that recently, which is another kind of like terrifying game. It's basically there's two versions of it. I like both, but it's like this guy who's kind of stuck in a death loop with these girls that are like supposedly in love with him, and basically no matter what he does, they're so in love with him they end up
Oh,
murdering him.
I
Um,
think I know what you're talking about.
it's really good. It's definitely like the one that came out. I want to say like 2 years now. It's a remake of an older version, and I think it was originally a visual novel that got turned into an anime. But that one's really good. If you're a fan of Junji Ito, who's like horror king in Japan,
No.
he has an anime. Yeah, I was like, I guess not you the viewers, if you are a fan of Junji Ito, or if you're just a fan of horror and want to get more involved. Junji Ito has a bunch of really great books. One that's really well known
Hmm.
is Uzumaki, which is really good. But he just came out with another one that's basically like love stories that have gone terribly wrong. And I think that came out. I think it came out actually February this year because it was like Valentine's Day. Here's a bunch of horror stories about love stories that went disastrously wrong. Um,
Yeah.
but then he also has an anime that's on Funimation that's like some of his short stories animated into like single one-off episodes. So if you're into
Oh.
horror, you should definitely play those or
Um,
play or read or watch those.
Play them on your TV.
Yes, play them on your
Hit
TV.
play.
Hit the play button on your TV. I said play because I'm trying to think of a Switch a game. Well, it was originally for the PC. This is gonna bother me because it's such a well-known
Hmm.
game at this point. Um, but it's the one. It's a visual novel. It's also about the girls who are in love with you, and then murder starts to happen. Uh, God,
Mm.
what is the name of that game?
I was about to say that
Mm-hmm.
one game that I actually don't like, but a lot of people like it and you like it, but it's not a Switch. It's probably on the Switch too.
Mm.
Catherine.
Oh my God, I love
You
Catherine.
should definitely play
Yes,
Catherine
you
this
should
Halloween.
absolutely
That
play
game's kind of
Catherine.
creepy.
Absolutely, it is so creepy. There's a point where there's a creepy demon baby crawling
Yep.
after you. It is
Hmm.
such a good game. Well, and it's a very adult game. It deals with adultery and stuff like that. Like
Hmm.
it's a good game.
Mm-mm. But yeah. Yeah. Play
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland Madness Returns. Me and Mario were just talking about this game. I don't
Yes,
know why I
that's
didn't
another good
recommend
one.
that. It's a good game. It's creepy, but it's good. It's got a good twist on Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. The game I was thinking of, and this will be my last recommendation, Doki Doki Literature Club. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
oh
that's what I was
gosh.
trying to think of. If you
What?
Yes, I recommend that to everyone. If especially if you kind of sort of maybe hate
Yeah.
yourself a little bit. I definitely recommended it to a friend who did not know what he was getting into, and he
He was
messaged
like,
me
"Oh,
be like,
Tome." No.
pretty much. I was like, yeah, it's a visual novel. These four girls like you, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I got a message. I was like, Mari, what the hell do you have me playing? Like, why would you send this to me? Do you hate me? Like, why?
Yeah, I think I would love for them to make Doki Doki into like a phone game, but like reformat it for the phone so
Yeah,
that I
I mean,
mean I ain't gonna say too much, but the
yeah,
twist
the
is
twist, yeah.
because that's scary if like
Oh,
that
it was
happens to your
the
phone.
for yeah. I mean, and even the first time it happened, on because like no one had really completed it yet. Like I downloaded it pretty much along with like when it released, so no one had really gotten that far. Like it wasn't well known quite yet what
Hmm.
happens. So getting that to happen on my computer and then trying to figure out how to make it stop happening was terrifying. Or all the little tricks. Like there's several. Like that's the
Hmm.
big twist. But there's several moments in the game where you have to do
Uh huh.
specific things to like get the game to
Yeah.
progress or to stop seeing certain things. And so like trying to dig around through my files, or like there's one point
Hmm.
where you just have to let the game run for a while until this girl like tires herself out. Like there's so many moments where it was just like,
Yeah.
this is terrifying and I don't know what to do and I don't want to look at the screen anymore. Do I just walk away?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think I played it
Hmm.
and then I watched. I think I had the most fun when I watched Berlizzi play it.
Yeah.
And he was like, because he didn't know, and it was like way after people had played it, I think.
Okay.
And he just like I think there was like a part where the girl had like stabbed herself, and he was
Yes,
like,
that's the part I'm talking about where
"What?"
you have to like
He's like,
yeah.
"Oh man!" He just was sitting there. He's like, "What did you guys make me play?" And I think his computer actually did break at one point. He had to get another computer after that
It
game.
was the game.
It really was.
You're right. I am curious to see it. Like, part of me wants to play. Like, that game did. I'm not gonna lie. It did low key traumatize me a little bit. Like, I could not play it for a while. But I have been considering getting it for. And I also like. I don't have anybody like living in the house with me to like sit next to me while I play. So I'm like, I'm scared. So like I've been hesitant to
So
get
you
it,
got
but I do want to
Yokai.
get
What are
it
you
for the
talking
Switch.
about?
Yeah, Yokai will protect me, sure. But I want to see what they did for like that twist at the end for the Switch because like that was a
Hmm.
very specific thing that worked
Yeah, because
because
you
of
can't.
the
They can't
PC.
see you. Well, I guess
Yeah, and
that's
they
why I
can't.
said
You
I'd love
can't
to see it
really.
on the phone too.
Yeah. Like I just
That
wonder
would be
how they
scary.
navigate that.
You always
It would
got your
be
phone.
terrifying. Yeah,
I
like
would
you
get a
always have
new
your phone
phone.
on you.
I get
I
another
actually
phone.
have to. I'm gonna switch to a whole
What if
different
it
plan.
like your text messages? You just start getting text
I
messages,
would be so
phone
sad. Like I'm just
calls.
imagining like being in a meeting and it pops up on the side and she's like, "Where are you? I've been looking for you, Mari. How come
Or
you
you get
haven't
a phone
spoken to me in a
call.
while?"
Oh, what if you guys
I
started getting mysterious phone calls and they're like, "Hi." I'll
I would
immediately throw my
sue.
phone away.
I think I would sue the makers of this game. I'd be like, y'all doing too much.
You're
Relax.
doing too far.
Right, you have
I
taken
guess
this too far.
a fun game I would also recommend to play that's kind of it's actually not creepy. I would say it's Tim Burton meets Minecraft, which is Don't Starve. Which
Okay, yeah,
is
yeah.
that's not scary, but it's a
Mm-mm.
fun Halloween game to play. And I don't feel like anyone's
Yeah.
played Don't Starve in a while. So I would also recommend that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'd
Doki
agree with that.
Doki, that sounds fun. But yeah, if you want something a little less scary and just kind of fun but stressful to play, get Don't Starve.
Yeah. I guess. Oh, we do have some news to announce before we kind of like sign off. We did finally get our YouTube channel up.
Yeah, we're on the tube, the
We
YouTube.
are,
We're gonna be YouTubers.
yes, and I've become some good old YouTubers, just like the old folks say. I'm slowly but surely getting our like clips of our old episodes up. And then I'll be uploading all of our new episodes up when we launch them on the podcast. So if you
Hmm.
prefer to listen on YouTube versus a podcast, you can totally find us there now. And then we'll be doing all type of other random things that we'll be posting on our YouTube. It makes it a little bit easier than trying to post snippets on Instagram.
Yeah, we're gonna go to some events. We're actually going to Berlise's birthday party. We were
Yes.
one of the two of the few lucky people that got his tickets before they sold out, and we're thinking about recording it. We don't know yet. We don't know what's gonna happen when we go there.
Hmm.
If we're gonna be able to record, but we're definitely gonna try to and upload it to YouTube. I think we're gonna have a chance to meet him because I have access to the
Yeah, I
Q
was
and
like,
A.
by we mean Lana. I'll be down in the trenches, but
eating sliders, the
yeah,
Hawaiian bread
eating
ones.
Hawaiian roll sliders.
But hey, we're gonna put it out there that Mari's actually gonna play Berlizzi in Mario Party. We're putting it
Yes.
out there. I think she's gonna play in the next tournament he
Yeah,
has.
we're gonna put
Not
it into the
Smash,
universe. Not Smash
but
for this, but
Mario
I will
Party.
play Mario Party. I am a monster in Mario Party. I will destroy everyone, and I will leave no remains. So
Doesn't
always down for
sound
some
good.
Mario
He might
Party.
hate you.
Well, tears
It's
was
like
tears.
banned them, blocked.
Ban them forever. um, but yeah. So tune in, of course, if you have not followed us. Follow us on Instagram. That's mostly where I post. But you can also follow us on Facebook or Twitter, or TikTok. Because every once in a while I post a TikTok, y'all. By following Talk Blurty to Me or the Blurty Girls. You can also find us on YouTube. If you type in Talk Blurty to Me, we will pop right up. So yes, please like, follow, subscribe. And we will see you all next episode.
Yes, goodbye. Enjoy your very spooky but safe and fun Halloween for me. Not spooky Halloweens.
Yes, enjoy a spooky or not spooky, but yes, very safe Halloween. And happy Halloween!